Every year worldwide, when summer rolls around the corner, millions of beachgoers get their swimming gear ready for a nice swim to beat the heat. This annual tradition is something a lot of us look forward to each year, and why wouldn't we? Just look at the site. Perfect conditions for a great day. If you're someone who sees a beach and immediately gets the urge to jump in the sea, then these 12 places are probably the most terrifying places you could ever swim in. What makes them so dangerous? We'll show you now. Hey, love our videos? Show us your love by smashing the like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more amazing content. Let's get to it. Number 12. Boiling River. Natural hot springs are a part of life in different regions of the world and highly appreciated for their therapeutic benefits. They're known to contain various minerals which help in improving overall health. The Chagan Timpishka in Peru might look like your average hot spring, but it's not the same thing. It's actually a boiling river and the only one of its kind in the world. The temperature here varies from 45 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius. Needless to say, dipping into this pool is not a good idea. Though the name Chagan Timpishka means boiled by the heat of the sun, it is in fact boiled by geothermal activity underneath the river. Geological studies have shown that Chagan Timpishka heats up to such high temperatures due to its proximity to the Earth's mantle. Since it's too hot, most animals stay away from this river, and so should you. Number 11. Chagan. What would hell look like if it were on Earth? Well, you don't have to look far, just fly down to East Java in Indonesia. Lake Kawah Ijen is something very close to hell. The thick smoke billowing from beneath the surface and the almost ominous bluish flames are sure to strike fear in most of us. Look something straight from Mordor. But let us put your mind at ease. It's just volcanic gas pushing through the cracks in the ground and nothing insidious. During daytime, the blue lake looks almost inviting, but don't be fooled. Kawah Ijen is known as the largest acid lake in the world, and anything with acid in it is probably a good idea to steer clear of. This lake is strictly off-limits. Number 10. Lake Nyos. Here's another example of a seemingly beautiful lake on the outside, but holds a terrifying secret on the inside. Lake Nyos in the Republic of Cameroon looks like any other idyllic spot, and rightfully so. Look at the clear blue water and the surrounding foliage. Looks like a great vacation spot, right? But what you're not seeing is the copious amounts of toxic carbon monoxide bubbling from below the lake's murky depths. The thing is, this lake is situated right on top of an old volcano at a depth of 50 miles, and the toxic gas is pumped up through this volcano's mouth and up to the surface. So what happens when you come in contact with carbon monoxide? Well, this. It's not pretty. Better cross this one off the list on your itinerary during your trip to Cameroon. Number 9. Lake Natron. If you're familiar with Greek mythology, Lake Natron might seem like the real-life embodiment of Medusa. What makes this lake so unique, apart from its red color, is the presence of massive amounts of calcium carbonate. What does it do? Well, birds which fly over the lake or drink from it get turned into solid stone. They essentially get completely dehydrated and get saturated with minerals and salts. It's not dangerous just for birds, but also for humans as well. A high concentration of calcium carbonate can cause your skin to burn upon touching. So stay clear and far away. Number 8. Lake Chagan. Soviet scientists were a creative bunch and one day decided to play with nature. Lake Chagan in Kazakhstan was the byproduct of a nuclear explosion which created a 400-meter wide and 100-meter deep crater. This crater was later fed by the Chagan River and became the lake you see now. After the initial explosion, the radiation levels peaked at 8,000 times above normal. Scientists tried to introduce various types of life into the lake, but most of them died off because of the high radiation levels. The ones which survived mutated and became even larger than normal. Though the radiation levels have dropped significantly since the creation of this lake, local authorities advise against consuming any fish caught from here. Number 7. Queensland, Australia. Swimming at the beach has its own risks. Apart from shark attacks and high tides, this beach in Queensland in Australia has to deal with these deadly tiny creatures. The Irukandji jellyfish only ranges from 0.5 to 1 inch in size. They're considered some of the most dangerous jellyfish species on the planet. They're so tiny it's almost impossible to detect in water. To make matters worse, there's currently no antidote if you get stung by them. The box jellyfish is another deadly creature swimming around these beaches, which the beachgoers have to keep an eye out for. So the next time you plan to swim in the beaches of Queensland, enter at your own risk. Number 6. Pool of Death, Queen's Bath. This is the Queen's Bath in Hawaii. This natural bathtub looks perfect for a dip, but don't let that fool you. The inhabitants of the island of Kauai have named it the Pool of Death, a more fitting name for its true nature. This group of swimmers didn't know what they were getting into when they decided to swim inside the pool. Out of nowhere, the water recedes quickly, and two of the swimmers get pulled down with the water. The third one plunges down into the pool in an attempt to save his friends from the looks of it. The pool quickly floods back up along with the waves, and now all three are swimming for their lives. They not only have to fight against the force of the ocean waves, but also have to be careful about not getting smashed on the rocks. Luckily, all three managed to make it out alive in the end. Looks like they've learned their lesson and probably understood why the locals called it the Pool of Death. Number 5. New Smyrna Beach. If the movie Jaws were real, it probably would have happened at this beach in Florida. New Smyrna Beach is probably one of the most dangerous beaches in the world, and for good reason. Those black spots you see are all sharks. Not a great sight to see at a beach when you're getting ready to go for a swim or a surf. According to a study, in the past 70 years there have been over 1,483 cases of sharks attacking humans in the United States, and 240 of them happened at this very beach. If that doesn't discourage you, keep coming back to this footage. Number 4. Nazaré, Portugal. If you're a surfer who's always on the lookout for the next big wave, the Nazaré Beach in Portugal is the place for you. Waves here can reach up to 100 feet, and Tom Butler managed to surf through it. Just look at him go. It's like being chased by a massive sea monster. But don't let this footage fool you. Many who've tried to ride the waves here have had bad experiences. So, don't attempt this if you're a lightweight when it comes to surfing. Number 3. SALTSTRAUMEN Maelstrom. Norway, the land of the Vikings, and this monstrosity. The SALTSTRAUMEN Strait is infamous for these powerful whirlpools which appear 4 times a day. They reach a diameter of 32.8 feet and a depth of 16.6 feet, and are not to be trifled with. If you're the unlucky one to get caught in one, get ready to be sucked in like it's a black hole. You can see this boat narrowly escaping this phenomenon as the whirlpool slowly catches up with them. Not even boats are safe from this occurrence. Number 2. Blue Hole DAHAB. The blue hole on the Egyptian beach of DAHAB is probably a diver's biggest nightmare. The initial entrance seems small, but this tunnel is actually 82 feet long and also houses a powerful underwater current. The blue hole reaches to a maximum depth of around 328 feet underwater through confusing caverns, and is probably a place not to enter with reckless abandon. One of the main dangers of diving here is how divers get stuck fighting the currents and end up spending too much time underwater. This leads to depleted oxygen supply and being stuck underwater for too long. Decompression sickness is another big problem with divers. It's no surprise why this spot is considered as one of the most dangerous diving spots in the world. So, definitely avoid this place during your visit to DAHAB. We're almost at the end of our list, but before moving on to number 1, here is an interesting video which is worth checking out. Sea foam might seem like an odd thing to see on a beach, but these are not an uncommon sight here on the Australian coast. The foam has taken over large swathes of the beach because of a tropical cyclone which passed through Australia. These foams are actually impurities in the ocean that get pushed up by the powerful storm currents and finally come to the surface and rest on the beach. They might look like fun to play with, but best not to since they are dirt after all. Number 1. Jacob's Well. Probably not the best place to get lost in. Jacob's Well is a complex set of underground labyrinths with narrow corridors. Looks pretty claustrophobic, and probably is once you dive in there. Jacob's Well is a popular spot, but you should only dive here with certified divers. Well, now you know 12 places that you should definitely not swim in. You familiar with such dangerous water bodies in your country? If so, let us know in the comments. For more such amazing content, be sure to hit the like button, share and subscribe. Later.